Center right here in Rutland, Vermont for the Vermont Western Mass All-Star Basketball Challenge. We'll have the women's game first for you on Munger Vision PEGTV Channel 15. We'll have the opening introductions for both Vermont and Western Massachusetts. And I just thought we'd take this opportunity to quickly go through the roster for you for the Western Mass squad. The All-Stars right there. You see them out there taking their warm-ups, and the gym filling up very nicely. But we have number 10, Rebecca Marzalek from Hoosick Valley High School out there for Western Mass. Number 12, Jamie Messer from Northampton High School. Number 14, Jocelyn Leone from Lennox Memorial High School. Allison Maynard will be wearing number 15. She's from Mount Greylock Regional High School. Iris Santoni from Northampton High is wearing number 20. Number 21, Felicia Barron from Springfield Central High School. 22 is Jennifer Roy, and she's from Granby High School. And I want to just bring it into the sideline here so you have a shot of what's going to actually be happening. Julie Gorman from Agawam High School wears number 24. Number 25 is Esther Wallace from Springfield Central High School. Number 30, Michelle LaFon from Holyoke High. And now we'll swing in Vermont. Will be in their home whites. And very quickly on their roster, they have Kristen Cowens from Union 32 wearing number 10. Christine Jakes, number 11 from Burlington High School. Katie Dory, number 12 from Rice. From MAU, number 13, Alyssa Harrington. Katie Edgerton from CVU, wears number 14. Number 15, Megan Farrell from Green Mountain Union High School. Kayla Whitman from MAU, number 20. Kaylee Sullivan, number 21 from Rutland High School. From CVU, number 22, Allison Wetstein. Katie Chaffee from Essex, number 24. 25 is Alexa Johnson from Enosburg Falls. And Ashley Hoyt, number 30 from Arlington. And we will get the introductions now. Jack Healy on the PA. We're going to do Western Mass first.
Number 10 and 5'4" from Hoosick Valley High School, Rebecca Marzalek. Number 12 at 5'7" from Northampton High School, Jamie Messer.
That's where Rebecca Marzalek came out first, number 10. Number 12, Jamie Messer.
Number 14 from Lennox Memorial High School at 5'9", Jocelyn Leone.
And Jocelyn Leone will be coming out next, number 14. So again, we're getting the introductions, and we'll have the opening tip-off.
Number 15 at 5'9" from Mount Greylock Regional High School, Allison Maynard.
And Allison Maynard's got her own cheering section with her, number 15.
Number 20 at 5'4" from Northampton High School, Iris Santoni.
And Iris Santoni, as you heard in the background, number 20 coming out. And you're watching the Western Mass squad in the green uniforms be introduced.
5'7" from Springfield Central High School, Felicia Barron.
21, Felicia Barron.
Number 22 at 5'9" from Granby Junior Senior High School, Jennifer Roy.
And Jennifer Roy, 22 from Granby Junior Senior High School.
Number 24 at 5'10" from Agawam High School, Julie Gorman.
And Julie Gorman from Agawam High School.
Number 25 at 6'3" from Springfield Central High School, Esther Wallace.
And 6'3", Esther Wallace coming out. In a very festive atmosphere, big event here in Rutland. And Michelle LaFon, and she'll be the final player introduced for Western Mass in the green uniforms. Bill Robinson, the head coach right there. And now we'll swing it over. We'll get to Vermont in the white uniforms, get them introduced.
For Vermont, number 10 from U32 of East Montpelier at 5'4", Kristen Cowan. Number 11 at 5'9" from Burlington High School, Christine Jakes. Number 12 from Rice Memorial High School at 5'6", Katie Dory. Number 13 from Mount Anthony Union High School at 5'8", Alyssa Harrington. Number 14 at 5'9" from CVU, Katie Edgerton. Number 15 from Green Mountain Union High School at 5'9", Hayden Farrell. Number 20 at 5'4" from from Mount Anthony Union High School, Kayla Whitman. Number 21 at 5'9" from Rutland High School, Kaylee Sullivan. Number 22 at 5'8" from CVU, Allison Wetstein. Number 24 at 5'11" from Essex High School, Katie Chaffee. Number 25 at 6 feet from Enosburg, Alexa Johnson. Number 30 at 6 foot from Arlington High School, Ashley Hoyt.
And Ashley Hoyt, the final player introduced for Vermont. They'll be in the white uniforms, and this much anticipated all-star game between Western Mass and Vermont just about set to get going. We'll have the opening tip-off right after the national anthem.
The officials for Game 1,
Official Pat Whalen all set. He's ready to go. Everybody's ready to go. Like I said, this has been much anticipated and a lot of talent on the floor right now. The seniors, graduated seniors from both Western Mass and Vermont, and gym filled up very nicely. It's a warm day, it's a very humid day, and we'll play 20-minute halves, overtime if necessary. Everything else is just basketball as we know it, and just sit back and enjoy this contest. Ashley Hoyt will be jumping center for Vermont, and she'll be taking on number 25 out there, Wallace, Esther Wallace. And again, perfect backdrop all week for all the events that led up to this basketball game here at CSJ, the College of St. Joseph, the provider. And everybody has analyzed it, broke it down, talked about it. The height difference, that's going to be a three-point ball, and it's going to be off the mark, rebound off the front of the rim, controlled by Western Mass, and they're looking to push the ball into the front court. You see the tough defense trying to deny the quick push down the floor. Behind the back, the penetration up, left hand, no good. Ball on the glass, and we got a foul called. Rebound came down to Western Mass, and what it was, she stepped on the inline, and she wasn't a foul there. It was Barron with the basketball. Now it'll be Hoyt in the back court. She'll bring the ball into play, and she'll be bringing it into Dory. Dory will get the start at the point guard for Vermont. Got to watch some of the practices and scrimmages, and again, these teams can't be any more prepared than what they are right now. Let's talk about one stat that everybody discussed was being able to at least be even on the boards, Vermont. And here's the steal, the takeaway, and the game's first basket right there by Barron. She had the steal, she had the finish. It'll go 2-0 Western Mass with the lead. We're at 19 minutes to go in the first half of play, and Vermont right now with the basketball. Their second offensive possession will go down to Hoyt. She'll ball fake. She wanted to duck up underneath, and there's just no room there to get the shot off. That's just excellent defense played out there by number 24, Gorman. Again, shot clock is in effect, and that's something they had to practice with. The fadeaway will get it. Hoyt with time running down. Will kiss it off the front of the rim, up over the top and in, and we'll be tied at 2. Of course, Hoyt, a 1,000-point scorer from Arlington High School here in Vermont. That's tipped the ball down inside, taken away, and here comes Vermont. Hoyt will go behind the back. The pass on that side was a thing of beauty, and great defense by Western Mass to get back on transition. And the shot clock down to 21 seconds. They want to go down inside and up, and it'll go. That was Johnson with the basket. You know, a lot of times the way to battle height is to go right at it and attack it and maybe pick up some fouls down in the low post. Barron will bring the ball up, number 21. Again, Western Mass in the dark green uniforms, Vermont in the home whites. And there's the spin, and no, set on the rim, went and dropped, and here comes the push the other way. Whitman with the basketball. Whitman will slow it down at the arc and bring it back between circles now and set the offense up. Again, Western Mass, talking about their height, they show some tremendous team quickness out there also. On the few chances Vermont's had to get the push down the floor, it's been a lot of green jerseys back there, denying them an easy setup for the easy bucket. 3 ball, got it! All Twine. And I believe that was 14. Egerton got the basket from CVU, and it's going to be 7-2 Vermont with the lead. We're early on here with 17:29 to go in the first half of play, and that ball almost became a turnover as the pass came up top, and really wasn't anticipating it very well. That's going to be a 2-point shot on the run. It's good. That was LaFawn that had that nice little running one-hander. So right now, it's a warm gym, and it's warm shooting right now. Everybody, no jitters. They're posting up, down low, looking for Johnson. They couldn't get the ball down to her. And that 3-point shot was blocked. Comes back to Hoyt. The shot clock's still in effect right now. Johnson Wanted to go down inside, kicked it back out. It's going to be picked up by Barron. Barron's got a 1-on-2 all the way and got the finish. Never broke stride, never changed her mind. Was going to the hole right from the onset. Score now down to 7-6, Vermont's lead with 16:43 to go. First half action. Hoyt below the free throw line. Nice dish, and they got it. That's Johnson with the finish. Hoyt with the assist. Hoyt drew the 2 defenders to her on the penetration. I'll tell you what, this could be a high-scoring game right here. And I think the fans wouldn't mind that right now. Like I said, the gym filling up nicely. Little half hook on the run and going to the floor. Lost the ball out of bounds. Number 25, Esther Wallace. So the ball will go over to Vermont. We're going to have in the backcourt number 12, Dory for Vermont along with Egerton. And right now we just had the subs switching in and out. And first sub I see is Santoni, Iris Santoni, number 20 in green, coming in for Western Mass. So Dory got the start. Dory's still in there. And it'll be interesting to see the substitution pattern as Megan Farrell into the ballgame, number 15. Vermont will get it just into the ballgame from Green Mountain Union High School. Megan Farrell, also a 1,000-point score, put it up and in, and it goes 11-6 Vermont. 15:58 to go. First half action. But I'll tell you, it's Farrell up top. She presents a tough matchup because she's a strong physical player. She's hard off the glass. That ball's going to roll over to Whitman. She'll get it under control. She's in the corner. Now she's got a whole new shot clock to work with, and she lost it off her foot, and it's picked up by Barron. Barron with a 2-on-2. Up and foul. Boy, she's got a quick push down the court. Ray Fish will make the call. And it's official because he's an official. It's Egerton with the foul, and that'll be her first foul of the ball game. We'll have 2 shots coming up for Western Mass. Heading to the line will be Felicia Barron. Like I said, Barron hails from Springfield Central High School. And she's going to be a little soft to that first shot. She's got a second chance here. Coming in from Vermont will be number 22, Allison Wetstein from CVU. So Wetstein coming in, and she will replace number 14, Egerton, also from CVU. But we haven't got quite 5 minutes into the contest yet. It's been a great tempo, a lot of fluid action early on. She'll get 1 of 2, and on the buzzer we'll have another substitution. Messer, Jamie Messer from Northampton High School, number 12 coming in for Western Mass. So 11-7, a 4-point spread for Vermont. Again, this will be Dory from Rice. And again, I'll go over when we get timeouts, if anybody calls one here at this pace, I'll go through the rosters again throughout the contest for you. And boy, again, they've pushed the defense way up top. They're putting pressure up high beyond the arc as we're down to 14 seconds to go on the shot clock. 3 ball, no, it'll be off the mark this time. And on weak side rebound, they'll be chased down by Farrell. Now give Vermont another possession and another shot clock to work with. Then they want to bring the floor out, spread the floor out. There's Dory. He's going to foul. Oh, they call a carry on the turnover. It'll become Western Mass basketball. Number 11 for Vermont will be Christine Jakes coming into the contest. And I know I saw another number. Oh, Kaylee Sullivan, number 21, coming into the basketball game for Vermont. And I expect to see, well, first of all, it's an all-star game, and I expect to see everybody get plenty of playing time. But with this heat in the gym and the humidity in the gym, I expect to see a lot of rotation just to keep fresh legs in there for both sides. And again, 11-7 to score. Western Mass trailing. Vermont with the ball. Sullivan with the steal up ahead to Farrell. Farrell isolated with a 1-on-1. Is going to give it off to Johnson. She'll save it back to Sullivan, and he'll smartly reset that offense off the front of the rim on that. Would have been a 2-point shot. Here comes Western Mass to push the other way. Now, again, Vermont, just like their counterpart, hustled back in a transition defense. There wasn't the break there, and each team forced to set up their half-court offense. Jake's there defensively, and in good patience, and they have worked with the shot clock all week during practice and scrimmages, and that's going to be a good box out. Vermont with the defensive boards, and Sullivan with a few dribbles will come to Farrell. Farrell told from the sideline, push the ball. She'll get it to the free throw line open, and got it! The defense kept backpedaling on Farrell, and she just softly put it up and in, and off the bench, she's got 4 quick points, and the lead goes to 6 at 13-7. Western Mass, Farrell came up top, and she's got an uncontested layup. She'll check it and get it. Farrell on a 6-0 run, and Western Mass wants a timeout. We'll follow Farrell back to the Vermont huddle, and again, going to be a 30-second timeout taken. Well, just to recap real quickly, Vermont with 15 points already, 13:56 to go in the first half of play. Western Mass will have right here with the green uniforms on. They've got 7 points, but it's been the turnovers the last few minutes. It's really helped Vermont. They've been able to put pressure up top on the guards as they cross the timeline. There's been no backcourt pressure yet, but interesting start. Western Mass, I expect them maybe to post up, use some of that height down inside, even though we got a ton of ball game left. We'll see what transpires, but the crowd right now, got to enjoy it. This has been a very fluid start to the contest, and got to find Ray Fish. There's Ray. I'll find the basketball. So Santoni will bring the ball into play. She's going to be in the backcourt with Messer, and Messer will have the touch. It looks like Messer will run the point now. And the fun part was walking around before the start of the game of all the familiar faces from the basketball world, players and coaches here in attendance. And again, a great event to have in our community here in Rutland, Vermont. That's going to be a three-point shot, and no, almost out of desperation. They had a little more time on the shot clock than I think they realized, and here comes Farrell. Farrell's been instrumental in this run by Vermont, and no, that time she was left open, left it short, ball bobbled around, be picked up and controlled finally by Western Mass. They'll hand the ball off to Messer. Messer got the ball handed to her from Marzlek. And there's what I expect down inside. A little bit too much air underneath the ball. They're trying to lob it down inside to Wallace. It'll become a turnover, and Vermont will have Sullivan come out of the basketball game, and I missed who had come in, but I'll catch up to it. Oh, it looks like Hoyt has come back into the basketball game. And now we will see some pressure in the backcourt. There's number 12 for Western Mass, Messer. You can see her right there. Yep. Along with Farrell, number 15 with the basketball for Vermont, and then Wetstein also out there, but it'll be Farrell, who ran the point down at Green Mountain Union High School. Like I said, 1,000-point score, and got to see her a couple times a year when they came up and played West Rutland. And Hoyt on the turnaround's going to get it. Boy, Hoyt got down below the free throw line, and when she's done that in her career, even though she can play outside, when she gets a ball down low below the free throw line, she is pretty good percentage. She's going to make a basket or draw a foul. And on the penetration, the ball tipped, picked up, controlled. Western Mass, the twist, they're down in the paint and stolen away. They're trying to dump the ball down inside along the box, picked off, and here comes Vermont the other way. That's number 22 out there for Vermont, Wetstein, that had it. They want to go down inside, and the ball was just a little bit too long, intended for Chaffee. That is a long three-pointer, and that's going to be off the mark. And tell you what, Vermont will be happy, and that's going to be out from Jakes out of bounds. Will stay with Western Mass. Vermont would be very happy to see Western Mass take those long shots like that. Barron, 21, coming back in the ball game. Started the contest for Western Mass, now back in there. You see Western Mass with the dark green uniforms on. Number 30 is LaFawn. She'll be bringing the ball out of bounds and looks for somebody to pop open inside. That didn't happen, so she was forced to bring the ball out. And it's going to be off from Whitman out of bounds. A very aggressive play there by Kayla Whitman from MAU. Oh, she's got the defensive assignment of guarding Barron out there. Then they got foul called up top. Whitman will be called for the foul, and we will get the official call here. Push, okay. So again, LaFawn, number 30, right in front of the scores table from Holyoke, Mass, from Holyoke High School, and she'll just get it into Barron. And again, Whitman's going to be following her all over the court here. And the crowd's still filing in, and I'm glad to see this event, which was actually started with a banquet a few months ago where they introduced the players and the coaching staff and had a lot of Hall of Fame coaches there for speakers. That was just a tremendous way to get this whole event underway. Got a foul call down inside on the floor. Pat Whalen says possession foul, no shots coming up.
Four cross
So he's going to call it on Hoyt, number 30 for Vermont in white, number 30 in green. LaFawn will take the ball out of bounds on the baseline. They're going to run that line formation, everybody up across the free throw line. This is a three-point shot by Barron, and she got it. Aldwine for Barron cuts the lead now to 17-10 Vermont. Just under 12 minutes to go in the first half of play. Egerton will pull the ball back out, and the defense will come out and contest. Everybody pushing that defense out. There's not going to be a lot of open space on the newly refinished hardwood floor here at CSJ. On the turnaround, it's good for, that's 3 buckets now. That's 6 points for Hoyt unofficially on my count. And here comes, oh, look at the drive and the block by Hoyt. She just kept backpedaling, kept her position, made the block, and now kicked the ball out. And here comes Vermont the other way with Dory down the floor and looks down along the baseline. It's a beautiful pass, maybe a little bit low. It was intended for Chaffee, and it'll go out of bounds. Yeah, and Vermont will pull back and pick up at half court. They were contemplating going into a full court press, and then the coach at the last second, Mark Mooney. I never did mention that. Mark Mooney's the head coach for Vermont. Yeah, and Barron Get a little breathing room space this time to get up over midcourt between circles, and now snaps the pass up on the side to her teammate, who's been very busy, Michelle LaFond. But again, you can see Whitman, and I know those MAU players, Mount Anthony players, they are preached defense, right, from grade school up through high school down there, Bennington area. And Whitman, it's not ironic at all that she got the assignment in this All-Star game. There's going to be a foul, and no, I think it would have counted. That's going to be a foul assessed to Johnson, I believe, as Wallace on the drive took it very authoritatively to the hole. My apologies, it's to Katie Dory called for the foul on a help defense, and there'll be 2 shots coming up now for Esther Wallace out of Springfield Central High School. Her first shot will be in there and be good. 19-11. I think one other area here that Vermont's really got to be pleased with right now is the tempo of the game. They've kind of not really dictated the tempo, but they have not had the tempo dictated them at the pace of the game either. And that long rebound is going to be controlled by Western Mass. Shot from the baseline, a little long and strong. The rebound on the weak side will come down to LaFond. That's going to be blocked by Hoyt. She's got a couple blocks in the ball game, and boy, I tell you, there is just furious action along the baseline. To turn around right there, trying to kiss it off the glass. No good. Johnson with the rebound, and now they will find Dory with the basketball. And Dory across the timeline. Dory on this side to Hoyt. She can light it up from out there, and no, rattled in and out. And boy, great inside position, and a good call too by Egerton, as she just snuck around the inside of Wallace, and the ball went off from Western Mass's hands out of bounds, and it'll be Dory bringing the ball into play. Dory from Rice. Then they want to post up, and they're going to be very fortunate they can gain possession, and that's just great hustle. Great hustle. Number 24 is Gorman for Western Mass that made that play, made it happen. Whitman got beat on that first step, and there's a basket by Barron. Once she got shoulder to shoulder with the defender, Barron had won the contest because then she just accelerated by her and made the basket. 19-13, a nice run here by Western Mass. Edgerton wanted to back in and had to kick it back out. Hoyt off balance, nothing but twine by Hoyt. 8 points unofficially for Hoyt in this first half of play, and they have all been good-looking shots. Barron pulls up, lets it fly, and getting good box out down inside by Egerton. She wants to come over to Whitman. Whitman with the basketball on the arc, takes a little stutter step, wanted to push it down inside to Johnson. LaFond with the steal, and LaFond now will bring the ball over the timeline herself. Very versatile player, all the way down inside the paint, and then curls it back, and Barron open again, and got it this time. A 3-ball by Barron, and that is a tremendous run now as they've held Vermont to just 2 points in the last several minutes. They've cut the lead to 21-16. A 5-point Vermont lead, but Western Mass with the momentum right now, and that's going to be a Vermont timeout taken. And we will take a look inside the huddle here for Hoosick Valley's head coach, Bill Robinson, and he will take a peek right at him here as he gives the instructions. This is, again, in the roster has Rebecca Marzalek, number 10 on it. We're talking about Western Mass. Jamie Messers, 12. Number 14, Jocelyn Leon. Number 15 is Allison Maynard. 20 is Iris Santoni. Felicia Barron having a big first half is number 21. Jennifer Royce, 22. Julie Gorman, 24. Esther Wallace, 25. And Michelle LaFond, number 30. Now the next timeout taken. I'll swing it over. We'll do the Vermont side for you. Well, a lot of people responsible for this first annual basketball challenge between Western Mass and Vermont, and when my hat's off to them, it was a quality week. The players able to stay here on campus at CSJ, the Friday Night Live, the downtown event that takes place every Friday during the summer in Rutland, Vermont, was basically themed basketball last night, dedicated to this game, and it was an excellent time. I did stop downtown, and it was a well put together job by the Downtown Development Corporation, Mike Coppinger and that whole gang. And I know Phil Bartlett, the Vermont basketball coach in this tournament, in this challenge, had a lot of work to do with this coming off. And Johnson with 6 seconds, 5 seconds off the glass and got it. That came off a timeout. That was a play designed to settle down Vermont and give them a little time of possession and just kind of get back into the rhythm of the offense. 23-16, Vermont with the lead. Oh, what a move. Up, and she can't get the finish. Battle inside, and I believe it's going to go off for number 15, Maynard of Western Mass. So she's down there battling with number 22, Wetstein. Dory will come out of the ball game for Vermont. She'll be replaced by Kristen Cowens. So Cowens from Union 32. We'll take a few dribbles, come back to Farrell. Farrell with 6 points in the basketball game. Farrell takes the bump, takes the contact, fades away. No good. Ball on the floor, picked up. The step to the basket. The ball was stripped out of there. Johnson will be tied up, and the arrow is going to say Western Mass basketball. Now stop the clock with 8:32 to go. And Vermont's going to give you a different look defensively now as they're going to cover full court. Roy with the basketball will go over the top to Barron. Jake's at the scores table getting set to check in for Vermont. And begin Whitman back in the ballgame. A little set shot, front rimmed at Barron with the basketball, slides along the baseline, got pushed. That foul will be on Whitman. And I'm waiting to see if it's Ray Fisher. He'll give the call. Yes. Push up. It was even obvious to me. Yeah. That's a possession ball. No shots coming. The ball will go along the baseline underneath Western Mass's basket. Yeah, Whitman's going to take a breather. And like I said, Jakes is coming to the basketball game. That's going to be another three-point shot off the mark. Rebound. Great position by Farrell. She actually had her back to the basket and got that rebound. The beauty of Farrell getting the ball on the defensive boards is she'll bring the basketball up herself and set the offense up. Shot clock down to 17 seconds, and boy, that defense, good communication switching off. They want to go down inside to Johnson, and great hustle. Great hustle. Barron, oh, with that great acceleration, and the finish by Barron. I'll tell you what, she has the most explosive first step I have seen all season long in high school basketball. And she controls that, just like a Maserati. She's got the steal off the tip ball, and she's got LaFawn back on the left. She'll give it off on the right. Little pull-up, got it. There's the fast break, the finish by Western Mass at times. Cut the lead to 3 at 23-20. Again, this is Jakes from Burlington High School. Jakes, shoulder the ball, brought it back, and Cowens got a tough matchup. Yeah, almost a steal, gets the foul instead. And Ray Fish will make it official. It should be 21. Barron will be called for the foul. I believe that's her first personal foul. As Hoyt, number 30, comes back in the basketball game from Vermont, along with Kate Chaffee from Essex. Now, so Cowens right in front of us here at the scores table. She'll set up Jake. She'll come off a double screen, and with 7 minutes to go, it's been a very quickly played first half. And Jake's on a drive hard off the glass and then battle along the baseline. And it's going to stay with Vermont. It was the last touch by number 22, Jennifer Roy of Western Mass. And they're going to have Wallace, number 25, come back in the game along with number 10, Rebecca Marslak, number 10, coming in for Western Mass. Jake's along the baseline, and she's looking, and the ball was tipped, and it's still anybody's basketball, and yeah, it's going to be jump ball. It should be white basketball. Now it'll be Vermont on the sideline. Cowens will get the ball into play. Sideline. Yes, they are set, and they'll just bring it into Jake. She came all the way around the backside, popped open, and that is Roy on her defensively. They run the weave up top, and Hoyt's just had a great first half for Vermont. I'm sure they'll make some adjustments to that at the halftime break. 6:48 left, and that's going to be short. Becomes a block shot by Wallace, and a break the other way. Here's Roy full throttle, and going to be fouled. Cowens will get the foul assessed to her, the push from behind, and 2 shots coming up. Yeah, they didn't get the basket. They're going to send them to the free throw line and make them earn them the old-fashioned way, and that's going to be the 6th team foul of the first half on Vermont. Just 1 foul on Western Mass, and at the line taking the shots will be Jennifer Roy from Granby Junior Senior High School. She'll be nothing but twine on that first one. And for Vermont, Katie Dory, number 12, and number 14, Katie Egerton, coming in. Both starters, and they'll come in and replace Cowens and Farrell. Again, rotation you expect in an all-star game, so all the players can get playing time, but also because of the heat in the gym and a lot of bodies being shuffled in and out by both sides. Should be 2 for 2, and now they wanted them to stay up and keep pressure on, and they all pulled back, and it's a 1-point ball game. Egerton up, and no, great pass. Got it down to Kate Chaffee, and she kissed off the glass and in for the bunny, but it was a nice push down the floor that created all that. So this is Barron with the basketball, Dory on her defensively, and Dory taking the place of Whitman out there as far as who's going to guard Barron. That is a 3-point shot, and that's going to be good. We've got a tie ball game at 25 with 6:05 to go in the first half. Hoyt on the fade, and no, not this time. That is a typical shot of hers that she can usually make. Oh, good defense back there, and controlled by Vermont. They'll get the steal, and now here comes Hoyt. And there's the pick by Barron coming in from the left side. We'll go to the left hand and give Western Mass the lead at 27-25. I tell you, the first portion of this half belonged to Vermont. The second portion of this half, you can feel the momentum come back to Western Mass. Hoyt for a three-point shot. I don't know if it was tipped. Oh, great job on the block, and we got a foul called. It's going to be a push, and Vermont will have the basketball on the baseline. Wallace with the block, and she'll get the foul. Okay. That was Chaffee, who did a good job of wrangling the ball away, then had her shot blocked, flicked the foul up. Jakes will come out for Vermont, and 22, Allison Wetstein from CVU will come into the basketball game. Yeah, what they've got some moisture on the floor, some perspiration. They want to pick up the floor. And they just refinished the floors here at CSJ just about 3 weeks ago, and it's shiny and it's slippery and it's dangerous to have moisture out there, and that's what they're working on right now. Again, you can go to the website at PEGTV at www.pegtv.com. It's PEGTV, and we have video on demand. You can click onto it and not only watch this great All-Star game, but the men's All-Star game coming up, and also any programming that you're interested in. They also archive sports a year back, so you can go back and click onto a game from a year ago and catch up on it. So Munger Vision and Peg TV bringing you this All-Star Challenge. And we're all set now. Floor is safe. Dory will take the ball out of bounds. She's joined by Chaffee out there, number 24. 14 is Egerton. Wetstein's out there, and Hoyt. That's the 5 on the floor for Vermont. And again, another block. And look at the hard work will pay off for Chaffee. She had her shot blocked, and she just stayed with it and created a little space and got it. We're tied at 27 with 5 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the first half of play. Boy, Hoyt made the move, and hey, it never hurts to try to get the call. It'll stay green basketball. It'll be Western Mass with the ball out of bounds, and this is going to be 22 taken out. It's Roy, so Jennifer Roy will flip it in to Barron. And Barron crosses over, through the paint, pass tipped. It'll be green basketball with 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. Yeah, number 20 stepping out to take the ball out of bounds will be Santoni. Santoni in green, and plenty of time really to set the play up here. It's down to just 10, 9. Dory, Barron to the bucket, front rims it. Vermont with the basketball. A rushed possession as they'll come up top. Nice catch. And there's the corner open, the shot up, and got it! Ring it up for Wetstein. 29-27, a 2-point shot from the corner at the CSJ Athletic Complex. And Johnson, 25, to the scores table for Vermont, getting set to check back into the contest. And I'll tell you what, that was shot from the center Rutland Falls. Roy from way outside will give Western Mass back the lead at 30-29. Oh, this is shaping up to be a Donnybrook of a contest. Everything they could have ever wanted in the inaugural first All-Star Basketball Challenge, and I believe she was out of bounds. Yeah, no foul. She just was out of bounds. Ball will go over, and that's 24 for Vermont in white, getting up a little bit slow there, and not hurt, just a little tired. Kate Chaffee from Essex. And Santoni will be right there. She'll bring the ball into play for Western Mass. And for Western Mass, Roy coming out number 22, 12 taking her spot will be Messer, Jamie Messer into the contest now. So with 4 minutes even to go in the first half, it's been excellent basketball. The coaching staffs from both sides, hats off to them. Everybody prepared. And again, they wanted to penetrate, and the defense collapsed down on the lane. They make them kick the ball back out. 15 on the shot clock, and it'll become a turnover as they want to come back up top to Santoni. She had broken to the basket, and the ball went out of bounds. And this is Dory with it, number 12 in white for Vermont. Again, good crowd here on hand for this first of, I hope, many All-Star Basketball Challenge games. Egerton will take the bump, force it up, might have been looking for the whistle. Johnson had lost it, ball on the baseline, picked up by Wallace, and her pass is going to be knocked away off from her teammate, number 12. Messer lost it. Good pressure down there by Egerton and company. Farrell will take the ball out of bounds, number 15 for Vermont with 3:29 to go. Vermont down 1. Then 20-minute halves. We played it. We have a winner. We'll stay around for the plaque ceremony at the end. And you see Egerton with it. Boy, I almost had it knocked away. A lot of quickness. Everybody's talking about height and all this and that, shooters. But I'll tell you what, quick teams out there. All the way down to the free throw line without any problem, and then sets the shot up on the kickback for the three-point attempt, and that's going to be chased down by Western Mass. Shot was taken by Marslak, number 10 originally, and now they will bring it down to the free throw line. There's the move and the foul. Yeah, it's going to be the 7th foul, so it's going to be the 1-and-1. Pat Whalen will give us the number of the player who committed the foul. 25, it will be Johnson. 25 in white, fouling 25 in green, and it'll be Esther Wallace now going to the line. And then also with 3 minutes to go, like I said, be the 7th team foul in Vermont, and that means that the rest of this first half, Western Mass will go to the line. And coming out, getting a good high five from the head coach, Katie Egerton from CVU. So Wallace with the front end here of a 1-and-1 with a 30-29 basketball game. Okay, I'll be a little bit off the mark, and we had a violation or foul. Yeah, no foul, it's a violation. It goes over to Vermont anyways. Tell you what, when they stop and look at the stats from this first half, Vermont's going to be extremely pleased with the both offensive and defensive rebounding area. They have not been blown away by Western Mass in that aspect yet. Shot clock winding down to 15 seconds. Barron putting pressure way up top. Whitman came back, made himself available for the pass. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, and she's in a lot of trouble. They're way away from the basket, and she carried. Yeah, Wetstein was looking to curl and go inside, and that was just tremendous defense that time by Western Mass. Messer will bring the ball into play, number 12, for bringing into Barron, Felicia Barron. Very impressive players, like a lot of minutes here in this contest so far. Look at that. She'll take a little running on one-hander off bounce. Farrell, Megan Farrell with the basketball from Green Mountain Union High School will come to Whitman. Whitman now with nothing but hard court open in front of her. Will cross the timeline, get to the top of the arc, and she'll snap it off to the left side of the circle. 2:12 to go in the opening half. Western Mass up by 1. Vermont in the green uniforms. Farrell trying to use her height advantage, and they had broken it down, and Farrell from the free throw line gets a second chance and will make it. Johnson did a nice job of, knew she couldn't control the rebound, but tipped it out to her teammate, and Vermont will take the 1-point lead at 31-30, and Ashley Hoyt and Kaylee Sullivan getting set to come in for Vermont. Another 3-point shot, and different results this time from the last one. That was off the mark, and look at that. Wallace battled for it, twisted around, tried to use the bunny, and Farrell will come up with the basketball. She's looking to go long distance, and that was going to be a tough one to complete. Barron tipped it, and Barron ends up with the ball. She'll bring it right down to the arc, then kick it out on the wing, and that shot will be a long rebound on the weak side, controlled by Wallace. Wallace will, well, she thought about it, and then she'll just recycle. The running one-hander will be off the mark. I do not believe it was tipped, and that's going to be Marslak with the basketball. And she needs to release the pressure. Yeah, and she'll bring it out to the free throw line. And again, Western Mass taking shots from mid-range to long range, not really pumping the ball down inside. And with 1 minute even to go in the first half of play, this inaugural All-Star Basketball Challenge game, Vermont up by 1. That's Dory with the ball. And Farrell. Boy, it's an offensive rebound and a foul. I believe it was going to be Wetstein, number 22, yeah, that came down with the ball and got fouled. From 2 shots, yeah. That's not the, that's fouled in the act of shooting. That's why she's getting the 2 shots, but that's also only going to be the 3rd team foul on Western Mass. And again, not a lot of whistles here in this opening 20 minutes of play. And again, fan-friendly game. A lot of, no, they've combined for 61 points in almost 20 minutes, and it's been a fluid situation. So Farrell coming out to take a breather, and Hoyt came into the basketball game wearing number 30 in white for Vermont. And I believe Roy, 22, yeah, in green came back in for Western Mass. Hope you're enjoying this contest from CSJ's Athletic Complex. And that didn't hit, yeah, that should be a violation. Didn't touch the rim, the ball will automatically go back over to Western Mass. And we've seen a couple different defenses, nothing really mind-boggling so far by either side, and with a 31-30 score, Messer will bring the ball into play, and she's got Roy right there. Now, Roy showed some great offensive touch on the shots from the perimeter when she was out there just about the midway point of this first half. And she got up in the air, and I think that was a pass. Her teammate didn't know it. Sullivan ends up with the basketball. She gave it off to Dory on this side, and she's going to let it fly from the three-point mark. No good. And controlled by Western Mass. I believe that was going to be Hoyt went out of bounds. Great athletic effort by Hoyt. It was Gorman down this in that originally made the steal and then the long pass, and will be taken out of bounds by LaFond. 22 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock not in effect now. It's off. So if they elect to, Western Mass could go for the last shot. Now, I'm not saying that's what they're going to do. On the drive, the ball blocked from behind by Johnson. And here comes Hoyt with the push. Hoyt in the middle of the floor. Hoyt in the paint. Hoyt will let it finger roll up and in. Might have been tipped on the flight. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Clock winding down, and we're going to have a foul and shots coming up. And Whitman will be called for the foul, number 20. And a 1-on-1. Yeah, and that's a great break right there with 6.1 seconds to go. That will send Michelle LaFond from Holyoke High. And we'll have a substitution for Vermont. And so what they have right here is they don't want a third foul added to Whitman with just 6 seconds to go. So she'll come out of the ball game, and Cowens will come in, number 10. So Kristen Cowens from Union 32 out there for Vermont. And LaFond for the tie will not get the bounce to go her way. Hoyt got inside position and lost it off her hands out of bounds. Clock down to 5.4 seconds to go. And you can see LaFond will take the ball out of bounds. As they look, and then they'll bring it in. Roy, running hook shot. Got it with 1.8 seconds to go. That's going to be the first half of action. Western Mass will have the 32-31 lead at the half over Vermont in a dandy of an all-star game. Fish ready to hand the basketball off, get the second half underway. Michelle LaFond, number 30, out there in green for Western Mass with the basketball. Barron, number 21, had a fun player to watch, just a fun player to watch. It's a one-point ball game. Western Mass with the lead at 32-31. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments were made, and they cleared out that whole weak side for the baseline drive. She missed it, and boy, travel, yeah. She got caught down in there, and Wallace with the travel. Hope you've enjoyed this contest throughout this point. Again, a lot of people have worked hard to make it happen, the committees and all the people in position to make the contacts and get this thing off the ground. My hat's off to everybody involved in creating and having this happen. Like I said, I hope it's the first of many All-Star challenges between Western Mass and Vermont. And again, it's been a nice backdrop. CSJ's College of St. Joseph, the provider for the students in the game, and Boyd Johnson on the drive got up in the air, and I'm not sure if it was a pass or a shot, but it'll go out of bounds and it'll become Western Mass basketball. We played 30 seconds of the second half, 20-minute halves, overtime if necessary. And in that first half, I don't know if there's really any surprises in it. You have people out there who are all stars on their team and put them together. I think what thing surprised me, if there's any, was the continuity, the chemistry between both teams. Nice step to the bucket and the finish by Gorman. Then they come up now. Egerton with the basketball. Wants to go downside to Johnson, and she might have traveled. Yeah, she turned to the baseline, but she gave that little shoulder fake to the paint, and that's what caused the travel. And now Roy will bring the ball into Barron. And I'm just looking for Whitman not getting a start here in the second half. They're going to have the defensive assignment. Well, Whitman from MAU had basically Barron the whole first half. Defensively did a really nice job on her. Now Hoyt will go behind the back into the front court. Hoyt, very impressive in the first half herself for Vermont. That's going to be in the bucket. Dory with a three-pointer will make it a 34-all basketball game with 18:35 to go in the second half of play. Again, you can go to the website to catch all the action online. It's PEGTV.com. It's just go on, find the game you want. If it's this one right here, you just click onto it. That's tipped into the hands of Egerton. Egerton against Troy, up and no. Egerton got inside position, got the ball back, and Wetstein can't kiss it off the glass and in. Here's the long pass to Barron. She's got Wallace back with her, stops and drops it. Great action, great sequence of action. 36-34, Western Mass taking the lead back now. There was a time in the first half, early in the first half, when Vermont almost had a double-digit lead Oh, and nothing but ball got blocked. Wallace will control it and give the ball back to Barron. Barron in the front court will get it to LaFawn. She'll set up on the arc, and no. Rebound will come down, and Egerton got fouled. And we'll get Chris here to give us the call. And it will be on Esther Wallace. But again, the pace here in the second half resembles the pace in the first half. Not a lot of feeling out process. Just here's the ball, here's a punch, take it, and I'll take it, and we'll go the other way and see what you can take now. There's Dory, who hails from Rice Memorial High School, had the basketball, killed the dribble, will go to Hoyt. Hoyt to Johnson. And oh, the pass back was taken away. Quick hands out there by number 24, Gorman. And they're looking for Roy in transition. The pass from Barron just a tad bit too long. And checking in the basketball game for Vermont will be Kate Chaffee. So Kate Chaffee into the contest at the 17-17 minute play in the second half. So Egerton with the touch and Dory with the basketball. She'll call the play out and be met right at the top of the arc by Barron. This is Egerton on the drive, and that's going to be off the glass, and it was an awkward-looking shot. The ball taken over by Dory in the corner, bounce pass back, Hoyt for 3 points, and got it! Hoyt now in double digits in the ball game for Vermont. We'll give the Vermont side back the lead at 37-36. Like I said, if you've got something to do, just put it on hold, and if you've got to go do some chores in the lawn, they can wait. This is going to be a great finish to this contest. Roy off the front of the rim on a long three-point shot. Ball will come out, and they want to push. The sideline from Vermont want them to push the ball in the front court, but as was the case in the first half, good transitional defense by Western Mass, and Hoyt lost it on the curl. Here comes Barron, splits the defense, pulls away, up, and got the finish. Oh, you could just see that tremendous speed that had been harping on the whole ball game right there. She was shoulder to shoulder with two defenders, and it's like she found another gear as she shifted there and just went past them, up and in. That's an open look, and the basket. Wetstein will get it in, number 22 from CVU. And Vermont will take back the 1 point lead at 39-38. And Whitman at the scores table getting set to check in for the Vermont side. And they threw it away. Yeah, they had the cut by LaFawn trying to give it to Gorman, and the pass just no connection there. As one player was going left, the ball was going right, and it goes out of bounds to Vermont. Again, this is the CSJ Athletic Complex in Rutland, Vermont, and it is a gorgeous facility to come watch a ball game. Not a bad seat at all. Get to do the college ball here during the winter season, and it's a treat to be here and do it. That's going to be Whitman from the outside, off the mark. Ball tipped around, ball in the paint, lays on the floor. Here comes the Western Mass side. Roy stops, nothing there. Gives it back to Barron, and no. Long rebound off the long shot will come down to Whitman. She wants to take the outside route, chases down the missed dribble, and she's going to go all the way in and get it! Oh my goodness, what a play! Kayla Whitman. That's the expression, coast to coast, I guess. And then did she do it? 41-38, Vermont by 3. And Roy says, I can do it too. She comes back the other way and makes the layup, 41-40, and she'll come to Hoyt. Hoyt was the safety outlet on that pressure in the back court. Hoyt takes the bump, will go behind the back, and nice look, and who touched it? Oh, the last be touched by Vermont. They'll go out of bounds to Western Mass. Western Mass in the green uniforms. In case, first of all, if you're just joining us, shame on you. Where have you been? You've missed a great All-Star game. And you better have a good reason. But at least you're here to catch the end of it. 14:53 to go in regulation, 41-40 Vermont. Barron finally got the handle on the ball. We'll dump it down inside. Just a perfect pass. And the shot up and in. Oh, that was pretty all the way around. That was Santoni with the made bucket. Number 20, Santoni with the basket. Whitman down inside, and boy, I tell you, they got the ball down on the blocks. They just didn't get the finish, and here's the push the other way by Roy. She has to curl back because Whitman right there, and now the baseline opens up for Santoni, and she got shut off. Little kickback, 12-footer, got it. That was Gorman with the basket. 44-41, Western Mass. Maynard will be coming in the contest for Western Mass, and it's going to be a full timeout taken by Vermont. They'll gather around their head coach as the lead's gone to, well, it's seesawed back and forth throughout the contest, but it's now a 3-point lead for Western Mass, and if you just bear with me, I need a drink. This has been one of those non-stop talking gigs up and down the floor as we take a look inside the huddle of Vermont. Okay, I can continue on now. I can tell you, it was close through the first half. Each team just little spurts of not domination, but momentum where they'll have the flow, the tempo, the shots. I'll tell you, I don't have a stat on me, but the shooting percentage for both sides is going to be not astronomical, but very good. It's going to be pleasing to the coaches. Like I said, they haven't spent a lot of time together, but the chemistry, the continuity, the shooting touches, it looks like mid-season form here for both sides. And don't forget, these players on the floor have gone through the basketball season has ended. They've gone on, some of them have played lacrosse, some of them played softball. I'm sure there's been AAU basketball mixed into that also. And then they've gone through graduation from high school, but just come out here on the court after a week of practice together and look this good. Hats off to them, the coaching staff and the players. Whitman with the ball. That was a Vermont timeout. It was a full timeout. Megan Farrell, ball fake, penetration, kicks, fires, no good. Rebound, up, foul. Chaffee got an offensive rebound for Vermont. Did not hesitate, put it right back up. It got fouled, and she's at the line to shoot two. You see Ray Fish with the call, and we will have Kate Chaffee at the line to shoot a couple. Again, from Essex High School. She'll look, fire, and no. A little bit long, a little bit strong, and she'll get a second chance here to try to cut into that 3-point Western Mass lead. Now, Farrell inside, pump fakes, no. Put a lot of English on the ball, just not enough to get the finish, and Maynard will kick the ball out to her teammate on that side, which is Gorman. Gorman's going to bring it down herself till midcourt, and you know what? They thought it was going to be a backcourt. They let the pass go, and this is going to be Dory. Got it! And oh my goodness, I didn't see this. Not good at all, as we have a player down. It's number 21, Felicia Barron, down, and don't even want to speculate. Hopefully it's just like a heat cramp or something. Mike Dorian will be right on the scene, the trainer right there. And you know what I'll do? I will go. We don't need to watch this yet. We'll go over and watch the huddles for both sides. We'll do the rosters again. That makes it a 44-43 game. Vermont down by 1 in the second half of play with 13:43 to go in regulation. And we'll take a look in the huddle for Vermont. And I'll tell you real quickly who they have on their rosters. They're coached by Mark Mooney and Puck Cowens. They have number 10, Kristen Cowens. She hails from Union 32. Number 11 is Christine Jakes. She's from Burlington. Number 12 is Katie Dory. She's from Rice. From MAU, unable to play today because of an injury, is Alyssa Harrington. She would have worn 13. Katie Egerton is from CVU. She wears number 14. Megan Farrell from Green Mountain Union High School, number 15. Wearing number 20 from Mount Anthony is Kayla Whitman. Kaylee Sullivan, 21 from Rutland High School. Allison Wetstein from CVU. She wears number 22. Wearing number 24 from Essex is Kate Chaffee. 25 from Enosburg Falls is Alexa Johnson. And Ashley Hoyt from Arlington is number 30. I'll tell you what, this is looking good now. Mike Dorian's got her up, and I don't even want to speculate, but she's looking like she's walking okay, and hopefully she'll be right back in the contest. Just a great player. You never want to see anybody get injured. Yeah, she's going to head to the training room with Mike, and he's a miracle worker, Mike Dorian is, so if anybody can get her all fixed up and back in the game, it's Mike. 44-43, we take a look at that Western Mass huddle. They're wearing their green uniforms. Rebecca Marslak is number 10. Jamie Messer is 12. 14 is Jocelyn Leon. Allison Maynard's 15. Iris Santoni's 20. Felicia Barron just left the games, 21. Jennifer Royce, 22. Julie Gorman is 24. Esther Wallace is 25. And Michelle LaFond is 30. And I need to find a basketball. There's Chris. He's got the basketball. Usually, if you can find a guy in a striped shirt, you can find a basketball. And it's going to be Western Mass ball. And again, they're in the green uniforms. And Julie Gorman will be taking the ball out of bounds. So Gorman all set, and she's looking to get it in. Boy, you see that different defensive look by Vermont after that timeout taken, an injury timeout. They come out with a different look defensively. Dory and Farrell in the back court working hard. Up the court, though, is Messer, number 12. And it will be interesting because Barron had ran the point the whole game. Oh, they get the bucket. Santoni, number 20, will get the basket and increase lead back to 3 at 46-43. Whitman feeling it, firing it, no. Long rebound comes to the free throw line, taken down by Messer. Messer with her head up all the way, looking to go Santoni, and I don't believe it was tipped, no. Whitman had her blanketed like a safety in football back there, but pass was just a tad long. And it'll be a turnover, and Dory, number 12. Katie Dory, number 12 out there with the basketball, working against Messer. So you got to be pleased with the outcome fan support here for this contest. Like I said last night, Friday Night Live, they closed down Center Street, bringing vendors, food vendors and bands, and that was mostly dedicated to the players, and there'll be a foul called up top on the hold. Hold called against Messer, number 12. Jamie Messer from Northampton High School called for Western Mass, called for the foul. Dory just came into the back court. Nobody fouled her in there. It's an easy pass, get her the basketball. 12:43 to go. They are using the shot clock. I keep forgetting to mention that, but it's just like a college game. They're using the shot clock. On the curl, the running one-hander, and that's going to be Jakes off the mark. Farrell got a piece of it and slapped it out of bounds away from Gorman, and it'll be Vermont with the pressure on the back court as Western Mass looking to. Yeah, and what we have is a timeout taken by Western Mass. Some confusion against the defense, and it creates a reason to have the timeout here. Again, we're down to 12:33 to go in the basketball game. 46-43, Western Mass with the lead. The ball coming out of this timeout taken by Western Mass. Western Mass wanted to come out with a design long throw play and long toss down the court, and it just wasn't there. It was well defended by Vermont, and Messer will break the timeline. Dory there on her defensively. And boy, I tell you what, both teams have really gotten after it defensively. It's going to be off from Farrell, I believe, out of bounds. Jakes was there also defensively, number 11. And I'm very impressed with both sides' defense, and games are won basically all the time with defense. Oh boy, Messer had to look, didn't take the shot. She'll work it in, and you think they're going to count it, and one. Messer passed up the easier shot, took it in, got the contact, made the bucket. Chance for a three-point play now. And Dory will be called for the foul. The lead goes to 5 at 48-43, and it's going to send Jamie Messer to the line. And the good news is Barron is back from the training room and on the bench, and that they're going to have her put some ice on her leg, but just she walked out, and she was walking on her own power. So looking for the three-point play, the old-fashioned way, as they say. She will be up from the free throw line and got it. 49-43. Vermont's been stuck on 43 for a little bit here. As Jakes, number 11, is going to run the point. Messer there defensively to meet her just between circles. They work it to the right side of the arc, and Hoyt. Like I said, Hoyt's had a good offensive first half, and what a battle on the sideline. And it's going to be green basketball as it goes off from Jakes on the sideline out of bounds. And chance to increase that lead. Santoni, number 20, with the headband on, and she's over there. Like I said, she's from Northampton High School. She'll be having Messer in the back court, number 12. So Jamie Messer looks like she will run the point in the absence of Barron. And they've got the ball up top to Wallace, and they'll swing it off on that far side. And Santoni with a great catch, and then threw it off from the defensive player, Jakes, out of bounds. And Jocelyn Leon out to number 14, and Marzlak coming out number 10 also. These are all Western Mass changes. So Wallace on the baseline. Not really a box, not really a stack. Kind of an off funny configuration there, and Wallace came back to meet the pass. She will duck inside. Hoyt with the help, almost got the tie up. They're looking to kick the ball back out on the arc. And a catch by Wallace with her back to the basketball. Strip taken away by Vermont. Jakes felt the pressure from behind, slowed it down, did a little curve, got to the top of the arc, will stop, accelerate, put the shot up, and a block from behind. Then Jakes coming in, trying to make the play defensively, and the long outlet pass up ahead. Who touched it last? It was last touched by one of the Vermont defenders. Both Farrell and Johnson were there. And Santoni calling the play out. She will not be taking it out of bounds. We're going to Messer come and take the ball out of bounds. Yeah, so Messer, this time it was a stack. They look for Marzlak. She was covered. They'll come to Roy. Roy to Wallace. Wallace at the free throw line to Santoni to the bucket. No. Long rebound, weak side. Farrell there, and just used good position and get a hold called on Messer. And boy, Messer not really agreeing with the call. And then tell you what, the people say, well, it's just an all-star game. Oh, no. There's good emotion out there. There's a lot of passion out there. And believe me, at this point, working this hard, both sides, they want to win. Competitiveness, that's what's on the court right now. Hoyt, right back to Jakes. Jakes out of Burlington will toss the ball over to Farrell. Like I said, Vermont's offense hasn't really been clicking in the last several minutes. We're down to 14 seconds on the shot clock. Of course, a lot of that reason is the fact that defense being played so well by Western Mass. And there's another turnover, and this time will be brought down by Roy. And she'll look for Santoni, and this time she's got it. 51-43. The lead now climbs to 8. Western Mass has not had a double-digit lead yet in the contest, but they're a basket away from making that happen. Boy, Hoyt went behind the back, went off from her own foot, then Hoyt picked up the foul. Got Ray Fish with the call. Yeah, and Cowan's coming in for Jakes for Vermont. Well, I tell you, it's always interesting to see after a halftime about what adjustments are made and what tweaking has been done, and you can see the changes defensively made by Western Mass out there. Vermont again with a different look. They'll have some pressure in the backcourt. The Western Mass squad will get it up to Roy and right back up to Messer. Messer wanted to accelerate. The paint was cut off at the free throw line. They just put it back on the outside and recycle. You know, one thing too offensively, and that's going to be a foul and shots coming up. Wallace was fouled on a wheel to the basket. And Johnson will pick up the foul. Shot selection has changed immensely here from the first half for Western Mass to the second half. Now, I have no idea if they discussed that at all at the break in between halves, but their shot selection has been much more patient offense out there. Not anywhere near as many three-point attempts. And it's worked themselves into an 8-point lead, so it's decision-making is just huge in establishing, board control, establishing tempo of the game. And Michelle LaFond will come in the contest for Santoni for Western Mass. So Vermont, with 10:08 to go, down 52-43. Not a must score, but it's been a long time since they scored, and it really wouldn't hurt their psyche to get a score. Farrell to Johnson. Johnson up top. They run the high post. Back to Farrell now. Farrell had those 6 quick points in the first half, and they've put a bigger body on her is what they've done, basically. That'll go off from Sullivan's hands out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover. Now, they've changed the matchups defensively, Western Mass has, and Farrell was able to shoot over her defender in that first half as a much larger defender on her, now taller defender, so they can play back off her, cover as much ground, and make the shot more difficult, get up over the top of the defender. Masser, front rim, no good. Rebound, Wallace to the hole, no. Ball tip, controlled, Western Mass, no. This time Hoyt will just get a hold of it and hold on to it, and she's going to bring it down herself. She did this a lot for Arlington High School for many years. Set it up, and they needed that. No good. Looked good. She had the open look, and when you get tired, those long shots tend to be short. There's a bucket the other way. Vermont with the timeout. Jennifer Roy with the basket right there. Number 22 for Western Mass, and that will give them their first double-digit lead of the basketball game. 54-43 with 9:13 to go in the second half of play. I get the eavesdrop on both huddles where I am, and the message is very, very true, very clear, very right in both huddles. The Vermont coach paraphrasing him said, there are no 5-point plays. We don't need them yet. Good decision making. Let's stop the turnovers. Let's take it one possession at a time. Conversely, in the Western Mass huddle, we're talking about keep that defense cranked up. It's creating good offense. It's frustrating Vermont, and he's right with all of it. We got a foul called underneath. Looks like it's going to be on Messer by her reaction. I apologize to Messer. It's going to be on Wallace, 25, and Vermont will get the basketball back. That is the 5th team foul on Western Mass. The 3rd personal foul on Esther Johnson. And that's blocked. Oh, great job. Esther with, I think, 4 blocks in the ball game now. And here comes Messer. Dory at the scores table getting set to check back in for Vermont. Esther up top. Again, she's been up high post to do that. Drive, and no, can't get the finish. Johnson with the basketball, bring it out to Cowens. They're looking for Hoyt. Hoyt, catch, shot, no. becomes a pass. Baseline foul. Esther, I believe. Well, I'll wait and let Chris make the call. Now that's going to be on Esther, and that's going to be her 4th personal foul, and that's big because it happens with 8:28 to go. They've already lost Barron, and they've lost Esther. Maynard, number 15, coming in to replace Esther, but they lose a lot of height and intimidation and shot blocking down inside defensively. Dory will come up to Sullivan. Sullivan on the arc. No. That was a one and done on the miss. 54-43, Western Mass with the lead. And that was a great stop by Marzlak because that was a tough pass to handle. The gamble on the steal, no good. And Roy with the basketball. That was Egerton that tried to make the steal. The running one-hander from the baseline by Messer will get it. Lead goes to 13, 56-43. And the message still coming from the bench to Vermont, don't panic yet. It's fine. Have a sense of urgency, but don't get chaotic out there. Yeah, they lost it on a turnover, and it could be a lot of things there. It could be just perspiration on the hands, on the wheel, and they lost it. And Wetstein coming in, number 22 for Vermont in white, replacing Sullivan. And now for Western Mass, Julie Gorman coming in, and Gorman's going to take the ball out as they'll push Roy to the inside. And it looks like Roy will bring the ball down into play. So she'll be pushed to the point with 7:42 to go in the second half of play. And the impressive thing is, again, the word team. Western Mass lost their point guard Barron to an injury. There's a block by Johnson. Turn, fire, no. Johnson with the rebound off the miss will bring it down to Dory. Dory, head up all the way, scanning the floor, looking. Look at that defense get back, take away any easy shots. Hoyt from the outside, got it! 3-point shot for Hoyt will bring it down to a 10-point deficit. Western Mass with the good penetration got below the free throw line. Maynard went up and down. Yeah, and she knew it. That's the game coming at you fast. When you're playing it, it's a lot quicker. Things happen. Johnson will come out, and this is a Vermont change. Johnson came out, and I believe it was Chaffee that came in for Vermont wearing number 24. So we have 7 minutes even to go in regulation. Vermont down by 10 in his first annual basketball challenge between Western Mass and Vermont. Boy, everything but the bucket. And then Chaffee kept it alive, and Marzlak will come out of the pack with it. Marzlak wide open. Now, great bounce pass. There's a step, the baseline, and a shot blocked by Hoyt, controlled back by Western Mass, and it's going to be Roy with it. From the corner, can't get the bounce, and the rebound will be Hoyt. Hoyt calls for a teammate to turn around, and it's Wetstein with the basketball. Wetstein to Egerton. She passed up the shot on the wheel. She'll lose the ball on the curl. Hoyt will pick it up from outside the free throw line. Can't get the bounce to go her way. Marzlak with it will regain the control of the ball. She'll curl now at the logo at center court and bring it back into Roy. 6:15 to go, and Whitman off the bench for Vermont, and she'll be coming in the basketball game in just a second. Well, I tell you what, you can see the lineup was good, and jump ball called. Yeah, Gorman 24 in green and Chaffee 24 in white. Got tangled up there, and the arrow's going to favor Vermont. And Santoni coming in for Maynard for Western Mass, and she'll be wearing number 20. And again, no pressure in the back court for Dory, so Kate Dory from Rice. Oh, look at that defensive play up top. It's going to be Santoni with the pickup, and her pass tipped and controlled by Vermont as Whitman right off the bench and right into the middle of everything as usual when she enters the basketball game. Boy, that was almost an impossible pass to make happen. Santoni with a great catch all the way up and hits the bottom of the backboard. They might have been looking for a foul on Egerton. She had the ball almost knocked away. That slowed down the progress coming forward. Now she'll go to Whitman. 5:30 to go in the second half of play, and a 10-point lead for Western Mass. And it's getting down now to possession, especially with that shot clock. Up, and Wetstein will get it. It's all about where she caught the ball. Down on the block. She was down in close, and she kissed it off the glass and in. Cuts the lead to 8, and miscommunications. They wanted to go long to Santoni, and she stayed up around the foul line, and it becomes a turnover. And Messer now will come off the bench, come back in the basketball game for Western Mass. And she will replace Rebecca Marzlak. So Vermont's got that double-digit lead now, down to 8. And like I said, with the shot clock, you're almost, when you get to that 3-minute mark and you're down by double digits, it's almost, you got to score at least 1, 2, or 3 points off every possession. And boy, Egerton worked hard, gets it inside, can't kiss it off the glass. And Egerton had the ball tipped to her. Up and no, that was a 3-point shot. Ball kept alive. It's anybody's ball now. Western Mass, and we got a foul called. I believe it's Wetstein that'll be called for the foul. I'll let Ray make the call here. 22, it is Wetstein called for the foul. And Western Mass with 16 fouls, and Vermont, I believe that's only going to be their 4th team foul. So nobody in a bonus yet. Next foul committed by Western Mass will be at least the 1-1. We're at 4:41 to go. Second half of this all-star basketball game. Roy alone, pops, got it. They didn't come out and challenge her, and she's shown them the whole ball game that she can drop them, and she does. Lead will go back to 10. Dory can't take her off the dribble. That's going back to Egerton. That's Santoni on her defensively. Boy, she moves her feet well. She kept it all on the perimeter. 16 on the shot clock. Whitman with the basketball. And boy, she will go down. They want to post up, playing with her back to the basket. Wetstein got it. She's got the last couple baskets Wetstein has for Vermont. Keeps it at 8. Well, I tell you what, baseline reversal. No. It's wide open. This is like NASCAR with a basketball right now. And the steal does happen, yes. Santoni, one-on-one, up and got it. Contact both ways and a good no call by the officials. 60-50. Western Mass with the lead, and Whitman got it inside, and they can't get the finish. There's a foul. We'll have a break for the free throws. That was Kate Chaffee battling along the boards after a missed shot that was the victim of the foul. And 2 shots, and it's also the 7th foul, but she was fouled in the act of shooting. So Chaffee, number 24, going to the line for some big free throws. Hoyt coming back in along with Farrell. They're at the scorers table. They'll come in for Vermont in the white uniforms on the second shot. Well, they're going to make the run. They're at 3:31 to go. As Egerton and Wetstein come out, and actually just an excellent job by all the players. They've all been in the ball game. Just an excellent job by the coaching staff and the players. Got it. Makes it a 9-point ball game. Now the pressure up front is fine, but they've been letting people get behind them. It's been the problem. And this time everybody's back in good transitional defense. Tell you what, Roy feeling it. Nope, ball foul. They're going to have shots the other way. They're looking for the jersey number right now. Okay, so that's the foul. Julie Gorman will pick up the foul. And the 1-on-1 there. Chris telling them we're going to head all down here and take some shots. And it looks like Katie Chaffee will be at the free throw line. Oh, it's just stating the obvious when you do a game, but you know, you're at 3:19 to go down by 9. These are huge, the free throws are. It's been fun. All the events leading up to this, from the opening banquet to Friday Night Live to the scrimmages against the international teams to the game itself. And again, watching this contest, whether on a disc or on PEGTV or on the computer on the internet at PEGTV.com, I hope you get in the mood for the next year's All-Star game and become part of it, either as a spectator or what, not as a player obviously, but as a spectator, and enjoy it. There's the steal. You can feel that sense of urgency now in Vermont. It's kicked up. Whitman wheels, no good. The follow-up tipped out of the hands. Chaffee ends up in the hands of Santoni. That was a good chance right there for Vermont. It happened with 3:01 to go, and they're unable to really capitalize on it. And here comes Messer with the basketball. Messer will come off to Santoni. To Roy, who has just been phenomenal in the second half. It's so hard if you had to pick a player of the game. The first half you would say Barron, the second half you would say Roy for Western Mass. And again, I'll stick around for all the plaques and any post-game ceremony that takes place.
Right there, Irish, right there.
Hoyt behind the back, and it's going to be a foul. Yeah, she just got bouncing around and moving with those lanky legs of hers and just had the defender just looking like a slinky, and she will be going to the line for the 1-on-1. So from Arlington, Ashley Hoyt, and of course I got to see Ashley play quite a bit also, whether it was when they visited Mill River or when they went over to West Rutland or down to MSJ, and phenomenal career. And Wetstein coming in for Whitman for Vermont. And that's the 9th team foul, which means the next foul committed by Western Mass will be the double bonus the rest of the way for Vermont. Rattled in and out, Farrell. Pump fakes, turns, got it. Oh boy. Get your seat buckle on as it's down to 8 points with 2:25 to go, 62-54. He'll throw over the top of the trap, get it into Messer's hands, and she'll go down in the corner now to Gorman. Gorman's pass comes back up top to Santoni. Got below the free throw line. Oh, great pass. Great job of just drawing the two defenders to her and then sliding a little bounce pass down along the baseline for the open bunny to her teammate. Lead back to 10 now, 64-54. Travel called on Dory. Yeah, I'm waiting for this position here. It's going to be on the side. Okay. Side out. I believe Western Mass wants a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout taken. And again, just to reset the stage, we're at a minute 59 to go, 64-54. Western Mass with the lead. They'll have the basketball back, and we will see what Vermont will come up with for a defensive setup here on this inbounds play. Biggest set to resume play here. I think it should be mentioned also of what a excellent job, good job the three officials have done in this contest. It's been top-notch professional job on the officials' part. Michelle LaFond. And the message from the Vermont huddle was it's either a steal or a foul every time they touch the ball. Dory, unfortunately, is in foul trouble, and that's why she didn't commit the foul. Now they have the trap going in the back court, and there's the tip, and it's going to be chased down by Messer. She'll throw back up, and front court to Roy. Roy, clock down to 144. Shot will go up, and no. Wallace with the 4 fouls back in the ball game. Had it roll off from her hand on the little bunny attempt. Here comes Hoyt. Hoyt behind the back. Hoyt along the baseline to Farrell. Farrell and company needing buckets and needing buckets fast. Hoyt thought about it, pulled it down. They'll come off to Wetstein. Wetstein's had an excellent ball game also here for Vermont. And travel, yeah, that's a good call. That's an excellent call. 121, and on the travel, they'll have the turnover. He wants to slide down to the corner a little bit more, and Michelle LaFond will accommodate him, and number 30 in green, LaFond, will get it into Messer. And they have Hoyt back as a safety valve, and they'll get to the front court. And Farrell almost came up with the steal, and they'll just throw up top. Hoyt knocks the ball away. Hoyt looking to get it under control and got fouled. And that's the last thing Western Mass wanted to do, stop the clock and give Vermont an opportunity to score. Hoyt will be at the line to shoot 2 with 67 seconds left in the contest. And so Hoyt, who's usually very good from the free throw line, needs to make a couple big ones here. I have seen bigger leads with less time go away, so don't leave yet. Whitman at the scores table getting set to check in for Vermont. And that basket, good. Whitman will come in for Dory for Vermont. So MAU's Whitman into the contest, number 20. And that looks as good as the first one, and it is. Cuts the lead down to 8, 64-56. Again, there's that pressure, and they're chasing, and they'll be able to throw over the top to Wallace. She'll make the catch, and there's the foul. Yeah, they're at the point in the ball game under a minute now where they do have to foul if they don't get the steal, and they have to foul immediately. That is a non-shooting foul. It's a possession foul, and that's only their 5th team foul. So see, they've got a couple more fouls to commit before they can even send them to the line. Now Santoni, number 20. Iris Santoni will come in the basketball game and replace Esther Wallace. So we are set to put the ball into play with 59 seconds to go. Roy. Thought they wanted to come out, and Farrell came up from behind and controlled it and got the steal. Up ahead to Hoyt to the bucket, and they got it! Hoyt will get the basket. 64-58, and they had to foul immediately with 49 seconds to go, and they'll get it, and that's only the 6th foul. No shots yet. 64-58, 6-point lead, and a very tense end of the ball game. They'll take it on the baseline, and now the next foul will be the 1-and-1, unless it's a player control foul, but that will be irrelevant. Yeah, and there's the foul by Dory. Now it's the 1-and-1. And Messer, of all people, very good from the free throw line. She's one of those players that just craves being in the spotlight and just excels during pressure. Okay, let's have one quick little huddle before they head down the other end, and Messer will head in there. And what a second half Messer's. When Barron went down with the injury, Messer got pushed to the point, and boy, tell you what, you can see that competitiveness, that leadership come out in her once she got pushed to the point, and she's done an excellent job here in the second half. Okay, they want everybody, there they go, they want to set the box, and they're all set. So they bring Dory in. Dory, number 12 for Vermont down there. That's going to be good. That's it. You know, I'm looking at the floor and I'm thinking, who wouldn't I foul? And Messer popped right up, and then Roy came right to mind, and 65-58. She gets them both. And Western Mass is going to call a timeout as they've got the 66-58 lead with 48.7 seconds to go in the basketball game. You see the pressure in the backcourt on the ball. And get any foul committed by Western Mass is 2 shots for Vermont. Dory, time running down, 41 seconds to go in the basketball game. It's just an 8-point lead. That's a long 3-pointer, and that's not going to get the bounce. Farrell got it, run it back down. Wetstein will put it up. Yes, she'll get the bounce. And that's what one of the things the coach was talking about. 2 or 3-point shots. We need points, and they'll get it. Full timeout being taken. It's 66-60. Western Mass with the lead, and we'll take a peek into the Vermont huddle. And again, just give you some quick information. This is Munger Vision. Jerry Munger bringing you this basketball game. We'll put it out on public access television, PEGTV, channel 15, and you can live anywhere at all, and you can still see this game by just going to the internet, www.pegtv.com. Click on video on demand, follow the instructions, walk yourself right through it. Click on any game you want. There's a huge library to choose from, as we are the leader in local sports coverage and public access television in the state of Vermont. Hope you've enjoyed this All-Star Basketball Challenge game between Western Mass and Vermont. I got to tell you, it's been a thrill to be here, and I'd like to thank the whole committee in charge of the All-Star game and All-Star festivities for allowing me to be part of it and videotape it. And Gorman will take the ball out of bounds, and they'll put Chaffee on her defensively. There's Chaffee. So in a 6-point ball game and 31 seconds to go. They'll set the pick, and Roy with the ball, and they're trying to foul her, and boy, it worked out. They didn't get the foul. They've got a 3-on-3 the other way. Up and off the front of the rim. Chased down by Santoni, and then the foul by Dory. Oh, they had the table set for a huge turnaround right there. And you see the call, and that Dory officially stamped with the foul, and Santoni will be going to the line, and it will be the 1-on-1, and that's only the 8th team foul. Well, big falls the other way here. I mean, she's got to make them. If she misses them, then teammates for Vermont's got to box out, get the rebound, and a lot of domino effect here. See what happens. And again, a lot of time left, 19.7 seconds to go. And she'll be off the mark, and the ball will be slapped out, and that's what I'm talking about. They had the rebound and couldn't control it. The ball got slapped to the outside, and Vermont didn't get possession. They had to commit the foul, and that'll send Western Mass back to the line. And so Santoni back at the line with 17.7 seconds to go. Wallace is going to be checking in for Western Mass. And this is still the 1-and-1. It's only the 9th team foul. Yeah, so Santoni now on their second trip and back-to-back times here at the line. Got it. Oh, how, you know what, mistimed Hoyt's jump for Vermont on that first free throw that was missed was it hit the rim twice, and it threw off her timing on the rebound, and that's what gave the, I believe it was Gorman for Western Mass that was able to get up then and knock the ball to the outside. And Santoni will nail them both, and that's big. 8 points now in 17 seconds. It's Whitman back in the basketball game, number 24 of Vermont. Chaffee into Dory. Yeah, they need points, and they need them fast. Dory will give it off to Hoyt. And they see how they have the taller defender out on her. Dory with the ball fake, up, 3-pointer, no, in and out. Rebound down to Western Mass, ball on the floor. Western Mass going to the line with 2.2 seconds to go. Everybody getting up and okay, and it looks like it's going to be a Western Mass win in the inaugural meeting in this All-Star Basketball Game Challenge. They lead 68-60. And they are going to be going to the free throw line. That is 5 fouls also on Whitman. So Whitman will foul out with 2.2 seconds to go. And what a phenomenal first half Whitman had defensively as she was chosen to guard Felicia Barron and did a good job. But she'll unfortunately be sitting down with just 2.2 seconds to go, and Cowens will come in, number 10, and take her spot. And so we'll come down and watch Messer at the free throw line. Just about. But the icing on the cake here. 68-60. And any post-game show, like I said, with the plaques and the trophies, I will stick right here and we will watch it. Got it. 69-60 now. Western Mass with that 9-point lead. It was a 1-point game at the half. Western Mass had the lead. And she'll get them both. And they'll make it a 70. And they're going to let the time expire. And Western Mass will, in a hard-fought game, in a heat here at the CSJ Gym, Western Mass will get the 70-60 win. And we'll watch the handshake start to take place. And again, what a great, great ball game. Again, not to sound ignorant, but one thing that really surprised me was how well the teams played as a team for such a short amount of time to be together and practice. Good chemistry on both sides, good continuity, good flow to the game. Raw, fan-friendly game. Says a lot about the coaching staff, says a lot about everybody involved in this.
Stand by for some post-game awards. I'd like to introduce to you Mike Blow, who is the president of the Vermont All-Star Challenge. Mike?
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. That was a great game from both teams. So everybody hand, it was great. Thank you.
And Mike Blow talking, what a great job everybody did.
Okay, I think we can present the Vermont trophy here.
They're going to look for the Vermont trophy to present.
We only have one champion, I'm sorry, girls. So we're good. Mr. Robinson, the girls can come over. We're going to present this trophy.
Okay, it's the championship trophy for the Western Mass team.
Great job. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what a talented group. What a happy group.
And we're not sure if that's a rotating trophy or a permanent trophy, so hide it. Also, we have a most valuable player.
Yeah, now the most valuable player. Jack Lee will announce the most valuable player.
From the winning team.
Oh, tough choice. Personally, not that I have any saying it, 3 people come to mind as they gather up the tabulations and get set to hand out the most valuable player trophy. A lot of notes
Most
done.
valuable player from Springfield Central High School, Felicia Barron.
So Felicia Barron, well-deserved honor. And it's good to see her up walking around. Remember, she went down that injury. So there's your MVP for the first ever All-Star Challenge. So congratulations to Western Mass. Felicia Barron, congratulations. Get out there, support the community activities such like the one we just saw. Get out there, support your student athletes this coming high school season, and always support Munger Vision.